What if God's silence isn't absence, but preparation for something double what you asked for? Before dawn, the earth held Mira's unanswered prayers. Mira walked the red path, counting empty seasons. Elias followed gently, his shadow touching hers. Ruth watched silently, palms open toward heaven. God listened unseen, moving wine through waiting trees. 7 years pressed softly upon Mira's quiet smile. Her hands learned patience, holding nothing yet hoping. Elias steadied her steps with shared stillness. Ruth traced dust circles, marking time without words. God folded time carefully, like cloth awaiting use. Morning light found Mira kneeling beside dry soil. She pressed seeds gently, feeling promise resist her. Elias stood nearby, eyes lowered, breath slow. Ruth nodded once, blessing the ground with silence. God breathed warmth into stubborn earth beneath them. Seasons turned slowly, leaves falling without fruit. Mira counted moons, each passing like muted drums. Elias repaired fences, mending what time loosened. Ruth stirred herbs, watching steam rise prayerfully. God waited patiently, unhurried by human sorrow. At night, Mira touched her belly, then withdrew. Elias shifted closer, offering presence without demands. Ruth hummed ancient melodies, soft as fading embers. God held their tears, storing them like rain. Years layered gently, hope thinning yet unbroken. Mira aged gracefully, eyes carrying quiet storms. Elias aged beside her, shoulders bearing shared weight. Ruth's hair silvered, wisdom deepening without speech. God watched faithfully, promise ripening unseen. One dawn, Mira paused, sensing unfamiliar warmth. Her breath caught, like wind meeting sudden bloom. Elias noticed her stillness, stepping nearer instinctively. Ruth's eyes widened slightly, recognizing subtle change. God smiled through sunlight touching Mira's face. Days passed, Mira moved slower, listening inwardly. Elias counted her breaths, guarding each careful step. Ruth prepared a cradle space, hopeful yet restrained. God wove life quietly, doubling hidden heartbeats. 7 years remembered, pain softened into reverence. Mira rested often, hands circling growing mystery. Elias knelt nightly, forehead touching cool earth. Ruth watched stars, trusting ancient patterns return. God guided two destinies, synchronized within waiting. When the time arrived, silence filled the room. Mira breathed deeply, strength blooming through surrender. Elias held her hand, trembling with awe. Ruth stood firm, tears shining without falling. God unfolded miracle gently, without thunder or flame. Morning revealed blankets holding doubled hope. Mira wept softly, joy heavy and delicate. Elias laughed silently, shoulders shaking with gratitude. Ruth bowed her head, fulfilled and peaceful. God rested within the room, blessing complete. Later, Mira watched twins sleeping, breath perfectly paired. Elias traced circles nearby, careful not to wake. Ruth smiled faintly, knowing patience had spoken. God lingered still, reminding them waiting shapes wonder. Years would pass, sorrow remembered but transformed. Mira understood now, love grows beyond timelines. Elias learned faith often walks without answers. Ruth accepted endings bloom into beginnings. God whispered softly, hope arrives precisely when needed. Please don't forget to like, share, follow and click on the notify bell so you won't miss a new story. Thank you.